Nebius stock is up 546% in just 6 months. That's not normal, that's insane. But here's the real question. Is this stock the next NVIDIA or the next bubble waiting to pop? Because while everyone's watching, the big names, Nebius has quietly built something wild, an AI cloud that behaves like a supercomputer and scales like wildfire. And with capital spending exploding 868% year over year, it's clear to me that they're betting the house on becoming the backbone of AI infrastructure. In this video, I'm going to break down what Nebius is building, the risks that investors can't ignore, and the number one thing that could make or break this rally. My name is Rick Orford. I've been trading since 1999, and I am not a financial advisor. That's a good thing. I break down the numbers so retail investors like you and me can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. So with all that out of the way, let's dig into Nebius, because the way the company's growing, it might be the AI world's best kept secret. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/ricko to get your 10 stock picks right now. Nebius Group is building a vertically integrated AI cloud that behaves like a supercomputer and grows like a nettle. And that line right there, grows like a nettle, well, it says it all. Fast, resilient, and hard to ignore once it spreads. The company ships NVIDIA GPU superclusters, ultra-fast networking, innovative cooling, and advanced databases. And this all enables teams to train and serve AI models quickly and at a lower cost. In English, they're building the plumbing that makes artificial intelligence actually run, only cheaper and faster. On top of that, there's an AI studio with an OpenAI compatible API, plus no-code and vibe code workspaces for generative AI. Platform teams get the heavy lifting done for them, which saves engineering the hassle of managing drivers and upgrades. So Nebius isn't just renting out compute, they're selling time and simplicity, right? These are the two most valuable currencies today in AI. Nebius Academy helps startups and researchers level up with practical AI know-how, and the ties to Weka, Vast, TripleTen, and others make it clear that the company is thinking big, just like how we think big here on Discord. So far, the pieces look strong, but I ask, can Nebius scale fast enough to compete with the giants that are already owning the space? Well, let's find out. Today, Nebius stock is trading at $140.30, up 546% in the last 6 months and 391% year to date. That's not a rally, that's a rocket. But every rocket burns fuel, and the question is, how much does Nebius have left in the tank? The 60-month beta is 3.45, which means it moves almost 3.5 times the market average of 1. That kind of movement cuts high and low, so enjoy the momentum while it rises, but respect the risk. Translation: Nebius doesn't just move, it whipsaws. Great for traders, stressful for holders. The last time I covered Nebius, I discussed the company's growth catalysts in a previous video, which you can watch up here. But this time, let's dig into what could go wrong, because the risks tell you more than the hype ever will. So first, we really got to talk about spending and dilution. Nebius is racing to stand up against massive data centers as their CAPEX jumped 868% to $807 billion in 2024 from just $83 million a year earlier. And this heavy spending could pose a dilution risk for shareholders as the company anticipates issuing more equity over time. In English, They're spending like crazy and they're funding it by printing new shares. That means more stock and less ownership for you. The company also disclosed a material weakness in internal control over financial reporting. Nebius still has some accounting control issues that it's working to fix through 2025, and if that takes longer than planned, lenders and investors may become nervous. And nervous investors, they don't buy dips, they run from them. And then we have some hesitation from outside forces due to their presences in many countries. Rules surrounding AI and data privacy are constantly evolving from region to region and within individual areas themselves, and add potential US regulations tightening for cloud providers, and it's clear that Nebius has to navigate a legal maze whilst trying to scale globally. A single supplier, for example, represented 73% of 2024's CAPEX, leaving Nebius vulnerable to scarcity in the events of part shortages and shifting export controls, which can delay the arrival of GPU and data center gear. The company also warns about grid constraints and equipment availability, which can push revenue out if the rest of capacity is delayed. So you could say that Nebius is moving fast, but one hiccup in supply or power could slow everything down. Execution at scale is still being proven in capital-intensive markets with heavyweight rivals. So there is some hope as deployments ramp up one quarter at a time. Nebius does need to lean on power, parts, permits, and pricing to understand the significance of the current scaling efforts. In short, they've got vision, but now it's all about execution, because at this level, ambition alone, it doesn't pay the bills. So how are their finances doing? Well, I'm going to cover it in a future video, so be sure to look out for it. And trust me, the numbers, they're going to tell a very compelling story. So with all that out of the way, is Nebius stock a buy? Well, Wall Street rates Nebius stock a moderate buy with a high target price of $206. With a market cap over $25 billion, Nebius is priced for the promise of future profits across a long stretch of AI buildouts rather than for tidy quarterly earnings. But investors, they're not buying profits, they're buying potential. And potential can be powerful, but it can also be dangerous. Don't forget, the 60-month beta is a thrill ride for active traders and a stress test for long-term holders. Trading near the top of its 52-week range suggests that investors are already crowded in, and capacity and contracts are aligning like a row of ducks. They're stacking racks, power, and networking to catch the AI rocket on the way up, and the reward, it could be substantial. And Nebius is a high beta, high upside name that could propel a small slice of risk capital into orbit. So the question becomes, will this rocket make orbit or burn bright on launchpad? But what about you? Are you buying into Nebius stock? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful, do like and subscribe, because it'll help others find the video, it'll support the channel, and you won't miss out on any of my future deep dives. Well, that's it for me today in this video. I wanted to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.